ask you guys, 6 seasons in, how do you figure out how to keep the, what are we on now? I've lost count of the number.
No,
Eight. Okay.
It's 6, 8.
But the challenges are the same.
It's been but I mean, you're always evolving the show, and even individual games are evolving. What's the process that you guys go through to say, hey, maybe we need to tweak this, or maybe it's time to introduce something new? How do you decide each season?
I'm going to shoot you straight, Britt. When you started the question, I thought it was going to be a shit show, but you nailed the landing. So this is for you.
Yeah, I actually think you've thought about it more than we have.
Yeah. We start every season. You want to tell a little bit about the process?
At the beginning of every season, we take like a couple weeks to kind of look at what worked in the last season, what we love to do, and then we decide whether we want to do certain games again and how we want to spin it. And we always kind of have like a top line idea of like, all right, this is a new area we want to go into. We said from like day one, if the show's not advancing or pushing, we would stop doing it.
Yeah.
And that's our challenge, is to keep it relevant all the time.
The format is fun of the show that is both challenging and liberating, is that when you do a joke inside of a challenge, you might realize that that joke could be its own challenge.
Yep.
So we'll have some fun where sometimes, like I think even in the very early beginnings, we told Q in season 1 IFB just to hold somebody's hand and not let go, and then that became one of the challenges we did 3 or 4 times because it's just so weird and awkward. So that's part of the fun of it too. You'll find something that makes sense. Brian and I's water is here.
Thank you, Shay. Thank you. Say hi, Shay.
Stay hydrated.
Shay works on the show. You guys know Shay works on the show, right? Yeah, I'm gonna tack on to that and say that sometimes when I show up to set, I don't even know what we're shooting.
Very true.
and I have to ask Shay. I have to go, what are we doing today? And then she tells me, and then it happens like that.
Comedy gold.
Comedy gold. You gotta keep it,
You never know what cue you're gonna get when it shows up on the set. It's very funny. We're only
Sometimes I wake up in a bad mood.
we're only required to deliver 25% of the funny.
That's right.
So that's it. You got to deliver 30 seconds at most. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Anybody
I can do that. I can deliver 30 seconds of funny. That's fine. Anybody, right? So all I gotta do is worry about that sweet spot.
That's it.
Yeah.
35 seconds, it's over.
Well, I think I got a good 15 in there, screwing that up at the beginning.
There you
So-
go. Great. Don't even worry about it. That was the best.
Great. Yes, you in the back.
Sir, in the back.
Yeah, the blue.
How do you guys deal with when you come up with an idea and then you go to do it in a situation and it's just not working? So how do you kind of rebound from it? Or how do you
I get pissed off. What we'll do is, like, if we're out there and we're trying to get it to go and something that you just can't cut it go, we'll just swap out and try again later.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Happens.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
We'll Q will come out, or I'll come out if I'm just not feeling something, and we'll go back in like a half hour later. That helps a lot because you got to reset your head, and sometimes you get caught up in why something's not working. And you're like, shit,
Right.
what do I do? That helps a lot.
It's harder when it happens with a full challenge like the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we filmed something the other day that on paper was going to be hysterical. It's called Angry Mob Debate.
I thought it worked.
Well, that's where we disagree. But actually, it was so bad that it actually kind of worked anyway. So we'll make anything, because even when it doesn't work, it's still our idea, right? We tried it, and either 50% of us are behind it or 50% are not. We'll just go. So sometimes it's either going to fail miserably and be fun to watch to fall apart because the other guy's going to make fun of it, or it's going to just fail terribly, and then we'll just all laugh at how
Here's
bad
the
it is.
thing, just the nature of our friendship, I end up usually going first. Joe usually ends up going fast because it takes Sal and I the longest to do the challenge.
So the normal order is Sal,
Sal and Maria, Sal, and Joe.
And then, it goes faster and faster. And in that challenge, like, I went first. And again, on paper, I was a big fan of it. And after my first turn, I went like 3 or 4 times. First turn, I was like, oh, this is not going to work.
And we still have 75% of it to show.
Yeah, but I think it's like an episode of X-Files where if it's a dud, it's a dud. Like if it's going south, we have the luxury of letting you guys in on it,
Right.
of being like, this sucks, and making that a joke on its
Yeah,
own.
the funny will come from somewhere else.
Yeah, like it'll just come up because Sal, for whatever reason, was in clown makeup, and he's miserable, and the bit's failing, and that's funny.
That's funny to everybody.
So we get away with a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys.
New day?
Yes. Did you make the panel earlier? Did you see?
I just got here like an hour ago. I missed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was here. So you bounce back and forth between stand-up and the show. Have you ever been on stage and when you're doing a bit and go, this might actually work for the show too, or vice versa?
Yeah, we in one of our tours we actually had an idea to film
Because we shoot videos
for the.
we show videos on stage for the live tour.
Yeah, that's part of the draw of the live shows. You could only see exclusive hidden camera videos that we filmed just for the live show. Can't see them anywhere else. You see them only once on that tour. So one of the ones that we did in the last tour, in the Santiago Santos tour, was actually an idea for Jokers. We were filming it and we couldn't be edgy enough with it, and we were like, you know what, let's go full tilt and make it edgy and get the best comedy out of it, but it's going to be a little bit not safe for TV, if you will. Like it was more than 6. It was more like the 16 and over, where we try to keep our. Yeah, so we took it and we actually filmed that bit, and we took that and we put it on our live show. Yeah, so someone had the origin where we thought it would work for the show, it didn't, but we were like, you know what, this is great for the live show. Yeah.
What's the hardest punishment you've had to get through? I think of Murr's time at Tumblr.
Yeah. Mar, I will say this about James.
It's a funny wind up.
I will say many things about him, but I will say
terrible.
Only say one that's pertinent to the question, though.
we no matter what, if you think it's going to be the most uncomfortable situation in the world, that's where he shines. It's great to see him where other people squirm, he shines, and I'll say that about him every day. It really is. I mean, and that like a boss thing. We were in, remember we were in a conference room around the corner with sound blanks. We couldn't be loud. We had to be quiet because we were literally we invaded this office space, and it got so awkward. And so that the two guys in front of him, when they turned around, I was like, is there going to be a fight in the office right now? Like we never thought it would even go that way because it's an office. You're at work. And one guy was ready to murder him.
I'm good at instigating fights.
I think my worst punishment was Tarantula, but I just watched the California episode one.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so hard to watch.
It's hard.
We have a Universal episode coming up, and the punishment is, it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to ruin it, but it might be the worst thing.
I think that was definitely a tough
to watch.
My favorite for you, though, was the cake punishment. We had Hugh posing as a judge at this cake baking competition. And these are serious bakers. They're competing to get into the big cake building competition in New York City. And he walks around with a "Hi, my name is Judge" kind of shirt.
Hi, my name is Judge. It was a "Hi, my name is," and slap it on him. We hand wrote Judge. So it's credible. It's credible.
And we told him he had to just go destroy the cakes one by one as he's judging them, right? So he's leaving a trail of destruction behind him. And after he finishes smushing the last cake, we tell him to take the badge off. He's actually a contestant in the same competition as the other people.
So he goes and stands at table number 3 amongst everybody else, and the real judges come out and have to start explaining how this other judge ruined stuff. And like, what other judge? They were our producers, and they're all pointing at Brian, and he's like,
That was rough. and the way that punishment came about, to talk to the process for a second, was I came up with an idea where I was like, all right, what if we took an action figure and baked it into a wedding cake or birthday cake, or whatever, and then the punishment was one of us had to go out there and at a charity event get with a bunch of cakes, put our hand in the cakes and find which one to ruin them.
Yeah.
And everybody was none too hot, and then Joe goes, he goes, I got something. He goes, I got something. I was like, what? He goes, I'm not telling you, it's for you. So it was my idea, and Joe turned it against me, and that's how that came out. It was a good one.
Yeah. The punishment process is fun because sometimes it's like that, or other times it's like we'll just be sitting in a room and they'll be like, what if we make you a massage chair? And I'm like, oh, well, what's the punishment? They're like, people sit on you and you have to shake. I'm like, great. So those kind of things happen all the time. Yes.
What's the movie update, guys?
Oh, great question. If you hear anything, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
We got messed up a little bit in the AT&T bought Turner, bought our bosses, bought us. And they brought in new management, and the new management has new ideas, so they're working it all out.
Yeah.
But the movie's hysterical, and
the cut's locked. It's great.
Yeah,
it's
finished
a good,
it beginning of this year, so hopefully you'll see it soon. And we all got free AT&T wireless off of it too.
I do.
And all of you guys here are as well.
Yeah.
No, they're not. No, you're not. Sorry.
So hopefully we'll have some news in the next couple of months.
Yeah. I think it's going to be. There'll be news shortly.
We are super excited about it. It's very difficult for us to sit on it.
Yeah.
Same.
The movie has in it a couple of mini spoilers. Up until the movie, the most embarrassing moment of my life was the Danica McKellar punishment, the Winnie Cooper for the 1 years. They beat that. My best friends beat that in the movie. It was the most embarrassing moment.
We actually went back to, because there's a lot of stuff that we always thought like, oh, that'd be great to do, but it'd be wasted on television because time, budget, things like that, you wouldn't be able to do it right. And then when we got the movie, we literally took out the old notebook, and we got like 4 or 5 ideas we always wanted to do, and we were able to do them in the movie. So it's really good. Yeah. Yes.
8 seasons in,
Have you guys thought about maybe just
6
doing,
seasons.
6 seasons.
doing writing and having new blood come in?
Well, here's the thing with the show is that everybody
Put
responds.
myself out of a job.
To write. Well, you know, the thing is really just the ability to make each other laugh, genuinely how we make each other laugh, and that's what people are witness to, and I think that's a big part of the show. There's been other versions of this show that have failed miserably because it's not,
Not
you know, it's not even not us, but it's strangers trying to be friends on television, and I think a lot of people need to, you're part of the friendship as a viewer.
Yeah, people ask us sometimes, oh, can I be in your show? Can I audition to be your show? Like, we'd have to go back in time 30 years, become friends with us, and, you know. And I think a lot of it, too, is at its core, the show is really ultimately an improv show, right? And we don't know how people are going to react in any situation. We can plan, think of jokes in advance, but ultimately, we don't know what's going to happen. And that's where I think our history together and our background as an improv group really shines.
Yeah, the network really feels that. I remember when season 5, last season, season 5, I'm not making funny, I think it's great.
It's okay.
Season 5, like I had I had to make a decision whether I was going to go back to the fire department or stay with the TV show. And we had asked True, like, well, what happens if I leave the show and it's the 3 guys? And True's statement was like, we think it's got to be all 4. If any one of you left the show, we don't know if it would work anymore. So, I mean, that's, you know, I think we agree with that at this point. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure another cast could make the show, but I have no interest in seeing that, you know.
Me either.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a version with all women. See how that plays
Or
out.
kids. I think kids might be
Kids
fun.
might be good too.
Kids might be
It's just gotta be different. It can't just
Yeah,
be
be
4
different.
new
4 guys.
dudes. I would want to see a different version.
We did actually start to use kids a lot in our show, like a big thing talking about like how we keep it fresh. About 3 seasons ago, we were always like, we want the show to be real, blah, blah, blah. Like, well, we want to use actors to make it better, to make some of the jokes land, but we don't want people to think that our show is fake, because it's not. To its core, it's us. If people recognize us, we move them along. And then Brian was like, well, it's fine if we just explain to the audience that these people are actors. So you'll notice in some of our intros, like one of the first ones we did was we had a fake grandpa in the mall. I don't know if you remember that one, where we had these guys that were posing to be our grandfathers that we had to leave. Somebody had to watch them for us. You had to convince people to watch your grandfather as you ran to the bathroom. And then they had an earpiece in, and the other guys just messed with whoever was watching your grandpa, the Good Samaritan. And we're like, we want to do that. We're like, but we need an actor. We're like, so we just have to explain that to the audience. And once we cracked that code, we were like, we could use actors. It's fun. And whenever we use kids, it's always just you never know what they're going to say. We don't even tell them what to say half the time. It's just fun to watch them be kids. So.
Somebody, you know, that new Face app that everybody's going crazy about this week, right? They you know, aged us, so we look like we're 78 years old, and it says like Impractical Jokers season 32.
It's actually season 9.
But that is something I found really interesting, is I love how you're involving the crew more. We're getting to see the personalities of your crew members. I think my favorite one is when you guys say, how are we supposed to know if Troy Chen is Chinese? And out of nowhere, you go, wait a minute, hold on, I have a thing. And so, I mean, how has that been for you guys? So I think for us as fans, it's been really fun to get to see their personalities and see some of them.
We agree that we've wanted to do that for a long time.
Day one,
we got big pushback.
When we pitched the first season, we said we wanted the crew to be part of it from day before we even knew who the crew were. And the network early on said they didn't like it, and then as we got more creative control, we were able to, because these guys are insane. I mean, you guys met Shay by now. She's
You know, the thing with the show is the show seems, it's still to this day, even 8 seasons in, still seems like a grassroots show. Like it's the 4 of us, it's kind of sloppy, it's kind of dirty, it's kind of messy, and so you should see all of our crew and the friends around us that are helping build the show. I love bringing
because you also can't, it's hard to hide them too, because everyone is laughing and having a good time, and we're in the room with 40 people, so if they're all laughing, it's like, who the hell's making all this noise? I remember when we did the Cake Boss episode, when we worked in Hoboken, and everybody over a joke absolutely lost it, and it was just in that room, we're like, turn the camera, people have to see this, and it was just everybody just laughing and having a good time. So they're as much part, and they work hard, they work hard to make the show, so we might as well.
Some of the good points too, like what Jokers kind of does is it reinvents the soundtrack, right? You know, in the old days, you'd hear this canned laughter, applause from an audience that you never really see or exists. We own it, you see it, you laugh with us because you're seeing us laugh, but the whole crew's laughing around us, so why not make it bigger and more real?
Plus, we love them. Wouldn't be the same show without him.
Most of them are better looking than us. It should be a
Oh,
test.
God,
Anyway.
you gotta see Chase.
Yes. By the word most, I mean all. I'm trying to say most because Sal's not here.
Yeah, the 4 least likely guys.
Who haven't we heard from? Yes.
You said it's an improv. Those scenes when it hits the fan, how fast is your crew there to like get you out of a situation? Because I know
Oh, it would be nice if they showed up once. To be honest
We're
with
normally
you.
getting each other out of it.
Yeah.
It very rarely hits the fan.
Yeah.
It really does. I can count 1 or 2 times in 8 years that it's actually done that. And they react pretty quickly. But the best part about it being an improv show and being the nature of the show that we have is that if we have an idea, literally last second, we get an idea 3 minutes before, and somebody runs to go grab it and makes it happen immediately. It's that fast. So that not just for bad situations, for great situations.
The other day, we were shooting in Hollywood, and it was a throw. Joe went first, rare Joe went first turn, and there was a joke about the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the stars, and I was like, oh my God, I wish I had thought to have a fake Walk of Fame star made. By the time I went, I think Murray went, then I went, they had a full fake Hollywood star made that they laid down for me. They're just insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, they're the best, the best. Uh-oh. Turret guns are in.
We'll wait.
It's all right.
I'm just curious, you mentioned you want to be relevant. We're living in a hot political climate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't want it to get stale and you don't want it to be dated. So do you edit for that so that it's...
We don't touch politics.
No,
Okay.
it is, we always kind of thought of the show as like, it's this wonderful island you go to at night to
Yeah.
escape the
Yeah.
insanity of the world we live in. I think the show really has a very pure heart, which is why it stays relevant.
Yeah, I think I do think it's important to just stay away from that. People need that.
They do.
People need that, and I'll tell you what I'm not good at is understanding what the hell's going on in the world.
Me neither.
What I am good at is 30 seconds.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like I'm fine with that being my contribution. We have noticed like when events happen in the city that people find upsetting, it is tough to shoot that day. People need a sense of humor to take part of the show, and then when these events go on that people get upset about,
Yeah,
it's
one
tough
of
to film.
we were filming the day after Election Day in New York City.
What a mistake.
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
Nobody. Everybody was screaming at us, yelling at us. Yeah.
So I think you just have to.
Just avoid it.
You have to. Yeah, you have to keep. You have to remember. And it's not even that. Like sometimes people are just not in the mood for it.
Yeah.
So
You weren't there when the lights went out, were you?
No.
Okay.
No, I was on set. We escaped. My lights were fine.
His lights went on extra bright.
I was watching Stranger Things. That was fine.
Staten Island's the island. It's got a pure heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
How often do you guys get recognized while filming, if ever?
Always.
Always?
It's not a problem because we'll fish out people that recognize us because no one's good at hiding it at all. People are like, we'll see them on hidden camera too. Like people come in and they're like, oh, and they'll walk up to Sal and they're like, 1 cheeseburger, please. Like, yeah, robots. So it doesn't work. But bigger for that, the harder part for us is when we're engaging. Like if you and I are doing a bit right now, off to the side, someone will recognize me, and I'm in the middle of trying to get you to, put me on your shoulders, and somebody comes flying over, like Joe, and they come over and like, hey. And before if they don't get intercepted by production, you have to justify who this person is to this stranger, and they'll walk away because they'll realize you're working, and they're like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm his pharmacist." So anyway, like you have to make up these stories, like, "Oh, good to see you again," and you hug me and you whisper near, "Get out of here, we're working," and they'll be like, "Oh, okay," and they'll hide. So yeah, that's the hard part.
People good. They're in on it. They get it.
Yeah, but it's also great. Like it's also terrible and great. Like. I'll tell you 2 stories real quick. One, I'm in Target looking for paper towels, don't know where they are. I say to the woman, excuse me, do you know where the paper towels are? She goes, oh no, Joe, you're not getting me, and walks away. Like I'm filming in Target. Like she doesn't know that I'm not there. Like I just needed freaking paper towels. The other side of that is sort of if you wanna like just mess with people and whatever, and people will like come up and like, oh, Joe, like sometimes they'll have to go, shh. And they're like, they'll walk away thinking we're filming when we're not. So it's like fun to do that as well.
It also gives us, we can get away with murder in real life.
Get away with every
show.
Yeah.
In murder, we can just take anything from a store. I'm not condoning stealing, please. But you go in a store, you grab a muffin, you're like, it's breaking.
Mark Bradley, he stole a muffin.
In the past 5 years, I haven't walked into a store with Joe where he doesn't go, what's the discount I'm getting? The second he walks into a store, what's the discount?
Let's go.
People like look up, they don't know what's going on. What?
It's even more fun when the people don't know who I am.
And he gets us a
And I
discount.
get a discount anyway, yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. He likes to go shopping with me.
Yeah, I do. Saves me money.
Yes. They'll chew
Ladies
your
first.
chance.
Ladies first.
Sounds good.
Since we are at Comic-Con, what's one of the shows that you just have a fanboy moment?
Oh, I
about?
cannot wait. I'm gonna go. I'm trying to. We have the thing at Petco Park.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of it for now to go see What We Do in the Shadows, their panel, because that to me is one of the best shows on television. The Rick and Morty. Like I'm excited to do all these things.
We filmed our 200th episode in LA about 2 weeks ago. While we were there, we got to see the Good Place set.
Yeah.
And we fanboyed out. Oh my God! And then they have a big activation here in town this week too.
Yeah, Marvel's Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Panels tonight when our panel is. I'm upset about that. All this stuff is happening when we have stuff. What do we talk to
All I
about
want to
that?
do is go.
Yeah, I walked by the Brooklyn. Did you see the Brooklyn Nine-Nine activation? It was awesome. Yeah, I didn't get there, but I didn't get to walk around. I got in this morning, was doing other panel stuff, so I didn't get to walk around. So I walked around a little bit, but I'm excited to see the Brooklyn Nine-Nine one as well.
I got in trouble during that one.
That doesn't surprise me, Greg.
What'd you do?
I don't want to spoil it, but you're supposed to be in teams working with people, and so my boss and I are on the same team, and I'm very, very competitive, so I just start screaming directions. And even the actor that was with us is like, no, listen to her, she knows what she's doing. And I'm like, talking to my boss, like, I'm so sorry, I just started yelling at you. He's like, I don't even care. Like,
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I know this is not a James S. Murray press conference.
Everything
It
is
is.
James S. Murray. Life is a James S.
In my
Murray.
mind, it is. But I invited my friends.
And on with that, can you tell us about your new book?
The new book? Thanks, man.
How much did you pay him?
I didn't.
Right after, right?
Yeah, Awakened came out last summer. It's part of a trilogy. The Brink just came out 2-3 weeks ago, and the guys were there for the launch, which I'm very appreciative of.
Awesome.
And it's a thriller. It takes place a year after the first book. The mayor of New York City on the hunt for the evil mastermind behind all these crazy world events, these creature attacks. And it's good versus evil. There's a dose of Nazis in there. There's lots of great love story. There's lots of great action.
A Nazi love story. Not many books will give you a Nazi love story.
And book 3, and we hit a couple of bestseller lists last week. And book 3 comes out next June as well.
What do you have to say about the reviews saying that the second book is not as good as the first?
That was one person.
Is that true?
I didn't even read it.
There was one review, and this is true. I have not spoken to him about this until right now, and I know that he's seen it. One guy goes off on Murr about, oh, the second book is not as good as the first, blah, 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 and I know that you've seen it.
Yeah, but the user who posted it, his name was S.Volcano. No, people said season 2 sucked.
That's
Jokers,
true,
too.
that's true. And they
And see,
were-
people always think so. Whatever. So, it didn't bother me.
What is it? That didn't bother
That's
me.
great that you brought that up.
I love it.
We were.
Book 2's better.
Do you have another panel now? You had a book panel?
I had a book panel today, a horror panel, and just Sonics.
So Sonics.
Isn't it true you almost got into a fist fight with Joe Hill on the last panel?
No.
That's the rumor I
That's
heard.
not
Stephen
true.
King's
He's,
son. I heard the two of you almost got a game to blow.
We did not. He was a lovely guy, and we were on the same panel.
That's not true. I just made that up in a second. Trying to spread things around. I heard.
I try to spread as many rumors as we can
I heard
here.
Joe Hill called you a motherfucker. You took a swing at him.
Well, that's true.
That is true. Okay.
I
that
took
is
swing, but I missed, so no
Okay,
more.
so
No
it's all
foul.
fucked. Oh, I wish we lived in the world where that happened.
We can just start rumors. Sal's not here because he got
Jokers
fired.
goes down because I beat the shit out of Stephen King's son, right?
I also love that we refer to him as Stephen King's son. He's like such a...
Yeah.
That's great.
He's the best son going.
Anyway, what? I forgot we were doing.
No, sorry.
What are we doing? Yes.
Traffic Cam.
Yes,
Should be on a show.
that should be on the
Has
show.
TV talked to you about, like actually making a show?
Yeah, we're in negotiations to do it, yeah.
Are you really?
Are you really? No.
That's awesome.
No,
It's gonna be Joe Gatto and Joe Hill.
shotgun. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I like it a lot. People really respond to it.
Don't you think it's dangerous for you to put on a full show while you're driving a vehicle? Has nobody brought this up to this
Wait,
guy
what
yet?
about carpool karaoke?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a production. That's a whole thing.
So is mine.
Yeah, this is you driving like
That's
this.
all you need.
This is you.
No, it's
That's
mounted.
dangerous.
It's mounted. you know, true clarity, I've almost gotten 3 accidents, but no, it's going well. It's fun. People like it. I'm on episode 72 now.
Oh my gosh!
I'm doing my first live show in New York. I'm gonna try it.
This August. Come on out.
And we do it on the cruise, which is where I started. I did it live on the cruise, which I use the DJ as my radio, so it's kind of fun. Let's do it, and we're doing it on this cruise again. So
when is the show, Joey? August
17th.
When is the cruise?
The cruise is February 10th to the 14th, leaving out of Miami. Not sold out. We got a couple cabins left. Act now. Right, Jack?
Right.
Nice. Yes.
So you guys have had a couple pro wrestlers on the show.
Yes.
Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, I was on the Jericho cruise.
Okay, all right. And now, are you all fans of? I know you are. I always see you in a wrestling show.
No, it's that we leave that up to Sal and Q.
Well, Murray's a big fan of the old school. Like your knowledge goes deep for the back.
In my apartment right now, I have drawers full of all the original action figures. Remember from the 80s, we had the whole ring.
Big block.
You're a fan of toys. You're a fan of toys.
No, I was a huge WWF fan in the 80s.
Yeah.
Massive. And 90s.
Yeah, but it's
then
2019.
I know, but now it's 2019.
Well, I love it. It's the best.
Were you a Hogan guy?
Oh, come on. Yeah, of course. Roddy Piper is my favorite.
He had the Hogan workout kit.
And Hacksaw Jim Duggan's.
Yeah, Piper was
Superfly.
That was such a bad guys. That was right. How do you feel about Hogan?
Now,
yeah.
I'm adult Rob. I have trouble separating Terry and Hulk.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can't deny his place in history.
Yeah, I felt, because I was at WrestleMania when he came out.
Yeah.
And I was like looking around, I was like, how's this going over? I don't know. I hear like some people are like, hey, he's apologized, and other people are like, he has apologized enough.
Right.
So I'm curious how you feel about that.
Yeah, so obviously I'm not there. I've read a few things that, there's been a couple of the locker room.
I know Big E wasn't too happy with him.
Right. So, and personally, again, I still struggle with that.
Yeah.
That was the guy I grew up, I idolized him, but at the same time, because I like the heels better, I think I always like Macho Man a little bit better than Hogan anyway. So
I still listen to that Macho Man rap. It's unbelievable where he's calling out Hogan. I'm like, it's unbelievable.
It's the best. You should check out, there's a show on Vice, you should check out, it's called Dark Side of the Ring.
Okay, I'll check it out. Dark Side of the Ring.
One of the first episodes was Macho Man and Elizabeth.
Oh man, they lived on Staten Island for a long time.
There's after this, we all have aspirations to do different things. And my aspiration for Q, and I think is partly his too, but I'm going to push him into it, is to become a manager in wrestling.
But a heel manager. On the Jericho cruise, I created a heel persona. I put my hair in a faux hawk, and I wore like a shirt. Then I was called Brian Abrasive. And I started the ABO, the Abrasive AWO, the Abrasive World Order. And like fans started making AWO shirts and stuff like that. So I'm all ready. Brian Abrasive's ready to go.
All right, as soon as we get canceled.
Any day now.
Can you guys talk about what are you guys doing tonight? What's this panel about?
Tonight is it's actually being moderated by one of our friends and legend, Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob. Yeah, he's. We actually met him here, and it blew our minds that he knew who the hell we were. Right? We met him at Comic-Con. Right? Yeah. Comic-Con's always fun because the bump into factor, which is so much fun for us that we're able to, so much has happened actually in this room. Outside this room, Sal showed his Jaden tattoo to Jaden Smith. Right out there. Jaden Smith was on for After Earth. He was doing pressing here, and we saw that was him, and we like stalked him. And Sal ran up and dropped his pants in front of us. He's also a 6'4" bodyguard. And the guy was like, "What are you?" He's like, "I gotta show him this." Yeah. And he showed it to Jaden Smith. But here is where we met Tom Kenny, and we instantly hit it off with him. We went to dinner with him that year, right? Yeah. And really great guy, and he'll actually moderate. And as he's taking fan questions as well from the people there. And we actually have a couple announcements as well. We can't say anything yet, but read the papers tomorrow. Yeah,
we'll be talking about, of course, the 200th episode of Jokers coming up, and we'll be talking about our new show, The Misery Index. It starts this soon on TBS.
Am I a part of these announcements?
There's a big one that you should really worry about. Yeah. Tune in next season to see 3 Jokers. It's going to be a great show.
Hey guys, I think we have time for like 2 or 3 more questions.
Oh, yes.
What's it like when you have like the surprise celebrity guest? Whether it was Murray having a punishment or Gary Busey popping in and throwing things out. Yeah. What's that like for you guys, and how does that get put together?
Sometimes it's a secret from each other. Sometimes we'll use people as a weapon. Busey as a weapon's fun. But like in LA, when we just did our 200th episode in LA, and we knew there we were in Hollywood, so we'd have some fun. So we have probably one of our creative, one of our favorite cameo bits that we actually used a couple celebrity cameos in, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he put it online already, so maybe.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, so we got Jay and Silent Bob in it. And they're in, like Kevin and Jay are in character as Jay and Silent Bob.
Which is great.
It was, I mean, a real moment.
Yeah,
it was great.
really fun.
Because it's weird, because like, I don't want to give away what they're doing, but like, they're coming at you.
Yeah.
And like, you look at it and suddenly you're in this weird world where Jay and Silent Bob are like coming at you with aggression. And you're like, oh my God, like how did this happen? It's amazing.
It works a couple different ways. Sometimes we'll reach out to a celebrity if we hear they're a fan of the show, or sometimes they'll reach out to us, or we'll meet them in like this kind of thing setting, and they'll say we want to be part of the show. And sometimes we plan in secrets, like Danica Keller. I had no clue when I walked in that they knew her, were talking to her, that she was a fan. So I was completely blindsided. So it kind of works like that.
So I saw you pop up in the trailer for Jay and Bob.
Reboot, yeah, I shot a day on that.
So is there any talk about an Impractical Joker movie?
Well, we shot one. It's just not out yet. Yeah, so there was a lot of talk about it. Yeah, but that was a fun shoot. Jay and Silent Bob. I was in New Orleans. It was pretty cool.
That's right, you went to New Orleans.
I went to New Orleans for a day. Yeah, it was great.
This one is for Brian.
Yep.
There was an episode where the guy's punished you with spiders, and it seems like you were really seriously pissed off.
100%.
Have you thought of the punishments for each of the guys yet?
Yes. Well, I got Sal had put kittens on.
That was great.
And that
He was as scared with kittens
He was.
as Q was with deadly spiders.
Well, something actually didn't work out. That punishment was supposed to be a little different. There's this cat called a Savannah cat, which it's about this high. It looks like something that'll kill you in the woods, but it's not. It's domesticated.
It's a house cat.
No way.
But it's people walk them on leashes. It looks like the Great Dane of cats.
That's right.
It looks like a bobcat.
Yeah.
So we had it set up that at the end, a Savannah cat was going to come in, and Sal has no idea what a Savannah cat is. But that morning, the woman was like, I can't bring the cat, he's not feeling well. But it worked out anyway, because Sal's such a wimp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That worked out.
I kind of like that he was worked as kittens.
When I made him chop through his daughter's photo,
Yes.
it was that one. And that actually reminded me that I haven't really gotten...
You know what?
Yeah, so keep an eye on season...
Next question.
Second half of season 8, you'll see
time
something.
left in season 8.
Yeah, thank you.
Good.
All right, guys, I think we can wrap there.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Take your time. Appreciate it.